I said I'd pop out today. Mum's still asleep, so practically sleeping for about 24 hours, well 48 hours were almost solid really, between food and whatnot, but the odd cup of tea. So I've started this vid just coming up to your mum's old haunt here at the Mount Ambrose Inn. Just been past the old Wagoners, Inn for All Seasons. So this video is not too long. I'll go down Sandy Lane and onto Old Sandy Lane and see what's there really. I have no idea. It's pretty windy today. Bit blowy, but well, not that blowy, but it's pretty cold still. The car's on 9 degrees then, 10 degrees. Not really much to tell. Thought I had a bit of a sore throat coming on, so got to go out and get some TCP later. How fascinating is that? And basically, texted our friend, an old friend, Carol, who's a blood nurse over at the docks. She comes in to earn a bit of extra money and do her a favour really once a week, just give her some extra cash. And she helps Mum get in the shower and stuff each week. So I've texted her today, said, when can I give you a quick call, because ideally, we've got obviously a logistical problem trying to get Mum's going to need to get out of the bed today and get cleaned as best as possible. I'm going to have to phone about the care package tomorrow. So I'm going to have a chat with Carol and see if she can pop over for an hour today and see what options we've got for moving Mum onto the commode or something, and maybe getting her into the bathroom. I can't lift her. It just does my back in. I've had chronic back all week, and pulling her up and down the bed pulled my back yesterday. My back's fine, my mobility's great. It's taken 2 years to get to this point with all the martial arts and stuff, but I cannot take any sort of compression or stretching when there's a weight involved. It just, because that's what the injuries were, so it just sets off the muscle contraction again. So I had backache all last night, and I felt pretty run down. I suppose I had the aftermath of the bloody aggro on Friday. So I'm not even doing any stretches today. My back's okay this morning, and I'm just leaving it like that. I'm not doing anything today. Now, how the hell did you get? Is it this one? Nope. Oh no, no. It's this one, isn't it? Right, there's... Oh, maybe it's not that one. There's this one. Yeah, it must be this one, because that's the end. Tara. Oh, was that yours? Was that it? That was yours, wasn't it? It was Tara, I just remembered now. So you can't drive up the drive. That was the old back gate, I suppose you remember. Oh well, no need to go. Well, let's have a go up here anyway, because I don't know what's up here. This is where I thought you were, but it wasn't, was it? It was Tara. Why did I think... I bet you don't get much traffic down this lane, do you? I know. Oh, I must... Oh, right, so it just comes out of the junction anyway. So, that's like a private drive really, isn't it? Private drive for one house and a field. Not where Sue used to have horses, was it? Right, where are we? So, yeah, nothing more than a private drive, it seems, really. That's handy, isn't it? Get the council to pay for that access. Barren old scrub at the back there, isn't it? So I think I've said before, but that's the crappy estate. I mean, there's some nice houses on it, but they're just boxy, and that's where we were due to buy. In fact, I'm going to go and have a look in there now as soon as we're up here. And I think I'll show you where we nearly ended up. But it just would have been a nightmare. Mum would have just hated it, as would I do, because it's windy up here anyway, because obviously the same height as Carn Brea. But we came to see a couple of places on this estate. Bill Bannister found for us. He was the estate agent at the time. He's a nice bloke. He's done really well. He's got a lot of... So the paddock, this was it. Oh God. So more or less level with Carn Brea. We saw one, I think, up here. It was an old person's place, and it just stank of piss. It was horrible. And we came to see one, either that one, I think it was that one. Pretty sure it was that one. On that corner, it might have been this one. On this corner, may have been. Maybe that one. So you can see what kind of boxy shit these are. And back then, that was 20. When did we move? July 2012. We moved into that one of where we are now, and we were due to complete. I think I've told you this story. We were due to complete on the day that my sister-in-law Kathy came round, and she said, "I've just seen a bungalow that you might be interested in. It's opposite Holmcroft Doctors." So I made and we had the form on the table because we had to get out of the South Park because it was sold. And except for the completion form, and the form was on the bloody table in the afternoon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one. Yeah, it was, with the fence around it, I'm pretty sure. So that was 156,000, just this, and that's the neighbour. So it was just that, 156,000 pounds that, and it was just 2 box bedrooms, a stupid little crappy front room, well, just the rear room that overlooks the back. Didn't have a conservatory on it or anything, so they wasted like a patio space, view out towards Carn Brea, and like a dropped kind of garden. So that was all wasted space. It was all gravel kind of garden thing, and a kitchenette that was like, again, the size of my flat in London. You know, it was just crap. And those horrible Pebble Dash cheapo bills, 156,000. So of course, so when we just shot out to the bungalow where we are now, and met the young estate agent. I've got it all on video, actually. Might send you that. That was what it looked like when we first moved in, and of course we just couldn't believe it because they just wanted a cash sale immediately. The old boy that lived in our place, he was in a wheelchair, had a ramp at the back and all that, and he died. The place had been empty for 3 months. They'd put it on the market as Mundick Block, which of course limited potential buyers for mortgage reasons, etc. So I said to Mum before we go, I said, you already hate that estate up there, the paddock. I said, 125 grand. I said, if it's even remotely half you like it, we'll just pay the asking price. Don't just don't mess about. We haven't got time. And I see all that on the video if I send it to you. It was done with my old camcorder, so the quality's not great, but it was. We just couldn't believe it. We walked in there, and it was a completely different class of building. Mum liked it immediately. You couldn't not like it, our bungalow. So literally, we just. I said, agreed it in the garden. Said, right, shoot back to your office. Get it sorted. We're the buyers, bang, and we went back, phoned up Bill Bannister, told him, sorry, tell the people that we're not buying there, shithole in the paddock, and we found somewhere else. And that was that really, which was just such a relief, it really was. And it's so quiet where we are, and the place was really well done out. I mean, with double glazing and stuff, so it's just a really quiet place. It's just that it's no good for me. I just want to sell it as soon as I can, when the inevitable happens in the future, provided I don't have a car crash first, of course, or some other demise. Probably get choked out in MMA, or someone break my neck by accident, the state my neck's in. Go on, yeah, break the law, boy, you bloody rebel, you. Criminal. So they've done the Rose Cottage up. Don't know why, no one goes to pubs anymore. Don't know how they survive. Must be subsidies, I don't know. Don't know how that works. They can't all just survive with, you know, apart from the really big obvious ones where people go for Sunday lunches and stuff. I just don't know how small pubs survive at £3 a pint or whatever it is. I don't even know how much beer is anymore. Plain and Quarry. God, that was like foreign district from living in where we lived in Redruth. Walking down there, it was like some small-mindedness, the small-mindedness of children in Cornwall. Oh, bloody Plain and Quarry, boy. Bloody rough down there, they are. Don't go out your aerial. Oh no, it's Bristol, isn't it? You're not from this aerial. So anyway, I suppose I might as well cut this off so it's not too long to upload to YouTube. So yeah, Tara, just as soon as I saw it. Funny, I've never seen it driving by. It's just never clicked. So it's funny how that you have that association with old houses, isn't it? Something that people always want to do. I remember that with Louise one time, even from when she was about just a kid, 4 or 5. She said, I suppose memory of her dad, she wanted to they owned this wooden house when her parents were still together up in Hertfordshire somewhere, and we were up there for some reason, whatever, I don't even remember what it was. Must have had a car then. About 1990, I suppose, and we were up that round, whatever we were doing up in Hertfordshire, and she knew roughly where it was, and we ended up finding this place, and it was a lovely wooden house. So I said, well, we pulled up outside this place, and she said, God, this is it. She said, oh, I remember we had a pet. It was surrounded by fields. It was a nice place, and oh, we used to have a pet fox or something that her mum had caught as a pup, or it was injured or whatever, and so we knocked on the door, and there was just an old couple who lived in there, and they were really friendly, and Louise said that if they didn't mind. That's why we just pulled up and wanted to having a quick look at their place, and because she used to live there as a kid, and they invited us in for a cup of tea or something. But yeah, it's funny how certain places stick in your mind, and if you go back. I was like that with my flat in Lewisham. I just wanted to, my mind, my whole spirit was still in there for years after. And then finally, what kind of closed it down was obviously time, but when I looked at it on Google Earth not long ago, and they had some, I looked at some pictures from its sale price on a estate agent's page, and it had interior photos, and they changed it. They blocked off the front room, they converted the back bedroom into the living room with patio doors out into the garden and that kind of thing. They'd rearranged the kitchen, and it was just no longer the same flat anymore, and it's like weird. So, oh well, it's not your place anymore. you know, it's all been changed. So it would never be the same if you walked in to that time capsule at exactly, you know, the same layout as it was, and all the things that had gone on in that place, parties and whatnot, and the different people. But the first few years I was stuck down here in Cornwall, I really regretted selling it. I just felt so trapped. I used to dream about, the amount of times I dreamt about being back in the place. Anyway, I'll shut this off so the video's not too long. But yeah, sorry I couldn't see more of it, but I expected to be able to drive up to the front of your house. Although I couldn't remember what it was. I didn't realise it was just a long drive, private drive. Anyway, see you later.